a lot of times, Tracy, we all want stuff. And since we desire that, it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
But you need to be aware when that comes in so you can grab it.
The Collaborative Entrepreneur.
Okay, guys, welcome everybody to the Collaborative Entrepreneur, the show, the podcast where we're building partnerships that help grow our business. Doesn't matter what business that you're in, growing partnerships and having mentors is critical. I think the biggest difference that anything in my life, when I started really gaining a lot of success and making headway and traction, it was when I secured a coach. And when I secured a coach, the coach led into other mentors. Maybe it's a mentor by a book or a program that I purchased, or just having people in the same space that you're in. That mentorship, someone who knows the way, goes the way, can show you the way, it is so powerful. And that's why this podcast exists, to do just that. So welcome to the Collaborative Entrepreneur, and I'm your host, Tracy Currington. Have you ever wanted to delve into the mind of someone who appears to be going places to see what are they doing? How are they getting the results that they're getting from him? And then to kind of lean into their mind, kind of explore and extract some of that to help you in your own business. If that's you, you've come to the right place, my friend, because that's what we do. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m., we release one of these episodes for the month and get to add value to you. That's what we're all about. So let me start by doing this. I want to introduce our guest, but I want to start by doing this. There's a thing that exists called energy matching. And I wonder if you've ever heard of energy matching. Energy matching is defined as the rhythm in which we communicate to those around us. It's also referred to in building rapport as mirroring, right? I have on the call today an entrepreneur who has a very, very high level of energy and enthusiasm for what he does. And normally it's my responsibility to bring the enthusiasm and the energy to this program. Guys, gals, I'm going to be doing my best to match his energy and mirror his energy, because it's infectious is what it is. So our guest today is the founder of Infinite Marketing Agency. Basically, it's a platform, a turnkey platform that generates leads consistently for the clients through making sales effortless, through marketing to your ideal client, your ideal customer. He's a certified and licensed 10X business coach. He's actually an elite coach for Grant Cardone, the sales and marketing expert guru. He's also helped businesses avoid wasting thousands of dollars through his branding strategies that he can tap into 30 proven years of strategies. And I'm convinced that the next 30 to 40 minutes, or maybe even longer, is going to serve you and me in the area of sales and marketing, branding your business so that you might directly impact your ideal client. Together today on this call, we're going to discover how he got started, where he's been, what he's doing now, what he envisions the future looking like for him. Where does he aim to go? But I caution you again, there's going to be a lot of energy on this call. So I'm telling you, if you ain't plugged up to some caffeine somewhere, you better get in there, because you're going to have to match our energy. We're going to hit hard. We're going to hit fast. There's going to be a lot of things. Golden nuggets are going to be dripping all over the place. We won't have time to go back to you and tell you where they're at. You're going to have to just write them down. So get yourself a pen, maybe you got a tablet or something you can write with, and get ready to welcome my guest. His name is Glenn Torres. Glenn, welcome to the call today.
What's going on, Tracy? Thank you for the opportunity, and also thank you for that awesome intro. I appreciate that. And you know what? This is magnetism.
Yeah.
We talk about this in our community, right? Magnetism. What is that you're thinking about, right? Because what you think is what you say is what you do, and what you do becomes your legacy. So this is why we're here right now. Yeah. We are attracted to each other because of the energy, our goals, our targets, our desires, and now we're gonna share it right back with your community.
Yeah, let's do it. I told you guys, he just dropped it. Did you hear him? He just went into. He's already dropping gold for us. There's a silver lining already at the very outset of this podcast. So get ready for it. So Glenn, my viewers need to know, and what you said is so true. The reason why I reached out to you, connected with you, and I've been thinking about you for a couple of months and just kind of, following you on LinkedIn and other platforms we come to, and you'll be able to share that with us. But I think it's that energy match. It's just like when I said that delving into the mind of somebody who's going someplace, that's what I look at for you, and having that energy and that passion. Give us the backdrop. Tell us, like, who is Glenn Torres? Where you came from? How did you enter into this space? How did you know? I mean, like, just give us the 30,000 feet.
I'll give you a quick one, because if not, we'll be here for months.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick one. My name is Glenn Torres. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. In 2003, I decided to move to the state of Florida, looking for better opportunities. And guess what? I found them. Right? I found the opportunities. When I came to the United States, to Florida, I went ahead, I was doing culinary arts. That was one of my passions, and it's still one of my passions, right? So I went ahead and got a bachelor's degree in science of culinary arts.
Wow.
And worked in the industry for 12 years. I worked with Emeril Lagasse. I worked for the Ritz-Carlton, opened up a few W hotels, right? It was amazing. But I got tired of missing time with my family on birthdays, holidays, and all that stuff. And I thought that becoming my own boss, it was going to be easier. That was my thought.
That's a great joke.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? After 12 years in the industry, I decided to be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a private chef. I'm gonna be doing home cooking meals, and I'm gonna be doing events. And that's exactly what I did. Again, what you think is what you say is what you do, and what you do, it becomes your legacy. So I took all that experience and started doing prepping meals, right? And I started delivering to places on a weekly basis. They'll pay me on a monthly basis, and it will include this many meals. So I was just doing that, and also doing private events. But again, I was stuck in the same wheel, working holidays, working birthdays, overworking. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I'm still stuck in the same wheel. There has to be something else. At that moment, I had a friend of mine that his dad had a limousine service, and he was looking for a driver. And I was like, you know what? I like cars. There's money in that. I'll do it for a little bit. I'm going to take a break from the kitchen.
Yeah.
And that right there, that opportunity that I took as a driver, it showed me a big piece of cake that it was available on that industry. Within 6 months, I bought my own car. I bought my own limo. I got the permits, and I started a brand new business that I ran for 3 years successfully with my wife. And at that moment, I was working 30 hours a day. I would leave my house at 5 a.m. and come back next day at 8 a.m.
Oh, goodness. Wow. That's exhausting.
It's exhausting, talking about passion, drive, right? Because I have my goals and targets. So I did that for a while. The industry changed when Uber and Lyft showed up, right?
Yep.
Things changed.
Right. Yep.
So right after that, it was a very hard moment for me, because we pretty much lost everything when that happened. We had to sell everything, and that was around 2016, shifting to 2017. And at that point, Tracy, believe it or not, I became homeless.
Wow.
With my wife and kids. I was literally on a U-Haul truck, driving around with no purpose, no money, no credit, not knowing what is that I was going to do. In that same year, going through the struggle, I met Grant Cardone in YouTube.
Yeah.
I met my Uncle G in YouTube for free, and I got addicted right away. So I started doing, I went all in learning. I became a learning machine while I was homeless through my phone. And I started learning everything that he was showing for free and started implementing. There is no purpose in learning if you're not going to execute what you learn.
So good. Yes,
so
sir.
That's when I met Grant Cardone. And I started implementing everything myself, my wife, in our life, and we start things changing like this. Like this. Now, at that point, I told my wife, listen, we got to get serious about investing in ourselves so we can grow personally, professionally, and financially.
Yeah.
So we invested in the $97 interactive bootcamp. Right? We went through the bootcamp, we did it online, and at the end of that bootcamp, they did the offer of the Platinum Accelerator Program. And that was a $20,000 offer. Now, keep in mind, I didn't have no money, I didn't have no credit, and I didn't even barely moving into a little place with my wife and kids. That gratefully we were like, you know, in a momentum. So when that happened, and they say commit first and figure it out later.
Yeah.
And
yes.
We did. And they say, listen, you already pre-approved for $20,000. We're not gonna run your credit. Just go all in. Give me 12 months. That's what Jared was saying. Give me 12 months and I'll guarantee I change your life. And me and my wife were like, let's go for it. Guess what happened? From having no money, moving barely into a place, from being homeless 6 months, from that point, I made $140,000. And that's when, Tracy, everything changed, and I realized that I have a new purpose in life.
Yeah.
And it was to grab all that information and bring it right back to the community. And that's why I became a Grant Cardone licensee. And today, it's not bragging if it's true. Only a year and a half in the program, I'm the top 1 elite business coach in the world.
Wow. How about that?
That's my quick story right there.
Boom! I love. Oh man, there's so much there. Okay. So one highlight that like, and I know Grant says this, and there's likely the people that are viewing us today don't know the Grant. Maybe they're familiar with him. They've seen his I can't imagine his quest of 8 billion people knowing who he is, that they haven't come across this guy. But one thing that I think that they don't realize is his desire for family to be on board with you. And when you were talking about your story, I mean, I was thinking you got your kids in the U-Haul, you got your wife in the U-Haul. I mean, like, hey, it's come to this. Yeah. Some families fold, relationships are destroyed. The wife says, I ain't being with you if you're going to be homeless, and this is where you brought us and everything. I don't have confidence in you. Speak to us about that family buy-in. How did you get that? What do you think is the secret behind that?
It's vital. There's no other way. Like, if you have a family, it's vital that everybody's on board. My wife is always on board, because prior to that, we've been through so much, but we always stick together. And we always been on board in everything that we do. And so now, not only me and my wife, but also my kids, they're consuming the knowledge through us, because we are in this every single day. My older kid does the 10X Kids. He reads the book every single day. He does his takeaways, and then he implements what he learned. And that guy is a master in negotiations already. And
how old is your son?
I have a 10, 7, and a little girl, 2.5. But we all are a 10X family, because there's no other way to do it. Like, they cannot be a leader on a family going one way and leaving behind the others. You can't do that. We all got to be synchronized. When you have 5 minds into one goal, one purpose, one desire, is more powerful than just one mind. And that's the way I see it. It's just like a hand. Like, if you lose a finger, your hand won't be working the same. Yeah. We all together on this. And it's vital. It's vital. And if anybody out there might be having issues with getting their family on board, just show them exactly what is that you're doing. Don't hide it. So they can see exactly where you're going. And it's gonna happen, Tracy, because it happened to me, and it hurts. It hurt, and it still hurts to the day. Whoever is not aligned is gonna fall off. And that includes friends. That includes friends and family, and your power base.
Yep.
And it will hurt, but it's part of the process.
So okay, so that belief process, I can only imagine. It's 2017. You just got into, maybe you're just moving out of a U-Haul into your house. The bills are stacked up. You're trying to get lights on, gas in your name, groceries and stuff like that. And then you're pitched with this idea of, hey, you did the 97, let's roll out with this 20K. And like a 20K investment, when you've got nothing and you just now got a roof over your head, I can imagine, because I know I've said it, the timing is not right. It's just like, yes, I believe in it. And yes, I don't care about the money, but the timing is all off. Tell me, what did it take for you? I mean, because there's got to be, we're an entrepreneur show, and entrepreneurs are those, I believe, and I'd love to hear your definition of an entrepreneur also, but I believe an entrepreneur is just one who's willing to take more than normal risk to bring something forward. And like for you to like 97 a month or 97 at one time is different than a 20K, don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but your credit's good with us, so let's just roll. I mean, it sounds so courageous, but it's scary. So got to speak into that. Tell me about, like, because somebody right now is listening to this and they're like, how do you get enough courage to just say, I'm putting it all on the line, my family's behind me, let's roll? How do you do that?
Let's roll. It also has to do with Grant, because in the process, Grant kept saying, keep the main thing. And at that point, I had to work. Like, I found a job. I was building a little money so we can move into a place and have a normal, whatever normal life people call having an apartment and bills and cars. But I kept the main thing while I was starting my side job with that investment. And onto that investment paid off, I kept the main thing. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see multiple of entrepreneurs doing. They jump, like they go all into an idea, which is nothing wrong with that, but automatically they stop the main thing. So right away, they cut the main income to start something that is not producing income yet. And that's when people get disappointed. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, that's a scam. Oh, I already tried that. Why? Because you've been fed the wrong information. So when I got into this program, and I really had to unlearn, and you know about this, you really had to erase all these things that we have from the past and relearn the new way, the 10X way. Things changes. So the difference, like when you operate and take massive action with the right information, you're going to get massive results.
Oh, guys, did you hear that? I got to say that again. You got to say that one more time, because that's quote worthy right there. Say it again.
When you have the right information and you take massive action with the right information, you will get massive results.
Great one. Great one. That's gold right there.
Now, check this out. We got to keep this in mind. This will only work if you put the work. Nobody says this is going to be easy. People think about, they start throwing numbers. I want to make 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. Have you done the math? And to see the amount of work and the amount of action that you got to put behind the business in order to get $5 million a year. Wow. So, okay. So that I'm motivated already. I mean, like we're rolling in on 20 minutes here, something like that. And I'm motivated to do more. How do you,
I mean, no doubt you faced struggles. Every entrepreneur does.
Yeah.
You take the 20K and then there's like that doubt that comes in afterwards. You're like, oh man, did I make a wrong choice? And, like every entrepreneur that I know of has tried something, failed, learned from it, and moved forward. What is something that you find especially powerful when those periods of like, self-doubt kind of creep in on you, like, oh man, this doesn't work. And how do you overcome that?
Telling yourself every single morning. Telling yourself in the fact that we have everything it takes in order to achieve our goals and targets. Now, when I started all this, I was chasing the money blindly. I want to make this much. I want to make this much. It's not happening. I want to make this much. But then I realized it's not even about the money.
Yeah.
It's about the person that you need to become in order to achieve your goals and targets and then earn the money that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
So when I realized that, things changed very quick because me started changing. I started selling myself every morning to the day. I wake up, I open my eyes and I say, man, today is a new day. I'm going to crush it. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm the leader of my industry. And again, it goes back to what you think is what you say. What you say is what you do. And what you do becomes your legacy. So when you have that type of mindset, that's all you're going to be speaking.
Mm.
So that's why you see me everywhere, Tracy. I'm wishing everybody every single time the best of success, health, and wealth. Why? Not only I mean it, but by me speaking that, I'm actually welcoming that to my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hearing a lot of, and guys, I hope you're following along with this. There's a lot of powerful, the power of self-talk, of self-belief, of mindset. And of course, Grant, if he does just three things, he does marketing, sales, and mindset, money mindset. And so like the mindset that you have to have as an entrepreneur entering into the space, that you can do it, that self-belief, having the family to back you up and support you. These are all outstanding things. And I would imagine there's quite a few entrepreneurs that are missing one of those components. They're missing the personal mindset, maybe this crummy self-talk, stinking thinking, or maybe they don't even have the support. What would you say to one of them if you were going to advise them on getting in that right community? I mean, like the community, like me just seeing you on the calls that we're on together, sharing proximity when we meet together in Miami, just rubbing up your shoulder on this call. I'm already challenged because I'm with somebody who has belief and I want some of that belief to roll off on me. Like, what advice would you give them?
Definitely embrace the greatness in you. That's one of the biggest things. And also, no matter how small the win is, you need to celebrate it.
Mm.
Why? Because when you celebrate wins, guess what's going to happen, Tracy?
Yeah.
You're going to get more of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and it happened to me, by the way, when I make my first $140,000 in those 6 months, I was like, it almost easy. I didn't even celebrate it because I was so focused on more. Then that happened, and I did not celebrate that huge win.
Yeah.
It didn't fill me up because I was chasing more and more and more, that I didn't stop and celebrate everything that I did on those 6 months.
Yeah.
In order to make $140,000.
Oh my goodness. That is so true. So there's a law called the law of reflection. And it just states that sometimes you got to pause and let your growth catch up to you so that you realize how far you went from homelessness to 140K, huge investment in there that you couldn't afford, that powerful belief behind it. I mean, like who you became in those 6 months to generate that and then to miss the celebration. I think that's a great piece. That's a great golden nugget there.
It's huge. And another thing, I was always, not anymore, that stopped back then, right? Now, I always was focusing on what's next? Why is this not happening? Why if I'm doing this, it's not happening? So I was continuously focusing in the things that were not happening but not paying attention in all the stuff that they were happening. That they were actually massive wins.
Yeah.
And I stopped focusing more in all the stuff that I'm doing, all the wins that I'm having, and embracing that. And whatever is not happening, it take care of by himself. Mm-hmm. Because I'm focused on my wins and continuously embracing myself and talking to myself at the end of the day. Every single day before I go to sleep, on my way to the bed, I got my swag like, man, I crushed it. I'm the best. I did amazing today. I finished everything. And when tomorrow comes in, I'm going to crush it. I go to bed like that. And then I put an audible to go to sleep. Keep learning. Why? Why? Because it only takes 8 hours. While we're sleeping, we get rusty, Tracy. So
that's a great thought, yeah.
That's why I go to sleep training and I wake up and do my training before I hit the marketplace. And that's coming from Grant. While you sleeping, you get rusty.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, I think you're hearing the secret behind the energy and the enthusiasm, because he's always growing. He's always doing something, and then now learning, maturing, and pausing to celebrate those wins to where you can take that as fuel, motivating you into the future. Tell me then so we've touched on the mindset side of things, and this, what a powerful story you have. But then moving towards, I mean, like here, you culinary arts, you did a little bit of chauffeur driving. You've went from the homelessness, you went into the how did you turn and shift to the marketing, the sales, into the business you've launched recently with Infinite Marketing Agency? Tell us how that shift came about.
You know, it was always a passion of mine since I was a kid. When the computers came in, I was always doing designs, doing banners on that floppy disk. You remember those square?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Texas Instruments.
I was always so excited about that. And even when I started my limousine service and my catering and private chef, I was the one designing the websites. I was always into that so much. So when I became a licensee and that we needed to be super involved with the click funnels, I was like, man, this is my opportunity right here that I'm going to go all in. Again, a lot of times, Tracy, we all want stuff. And since we desire that, it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
But you need to be aware when that comes in so you can grab it and run with it. And that's what happened to me when I became a licensee. It was a vital that I needed to learn everything about marketing. Why? Because it's senior to sales. And that's when I took that role. And I went all in. I'm like, I'm going to learn everything about automations, workflows, landing pages, websites. But then I was doing all that, but I wasn't clear on myself. So I was putting all this work out there, but the message was wrong because I didn't have clarity in who I am, what is that I do, who do I help, and how I'm going to be helping them. And that's what I was just building, testing, failing. Building, testing, failing. Building, I got clear. Testing, oh, it worked.
Okay, so you just rung the bell again. So there's 4 that you gave, guys, if you're watching this right now, he just gave you the secret. Like there's 4 things that you need to figure out if you are going to grow in any space. And now I may get these wrong. I remember Pat Quinn, we were at the same workshop, and Pat Quinn talked about, the problem you solve and the problem you solve it for. You spun it and you add 2 more to it. Bring me into those 4 things one more time.
Who you are as a business, as a person, as a professional. Who you are, what is that you do? Who you are, what is that you do? Who do you help? And how is that you're going to be helping them? Now, once we have clarity on that, now we can start building content around that. for your social media, for your email marketing campaigns, for your sales funnels, your offers, your website, your landing pages. Why? Because since we are clear, when we share it, they're also going to be clear. It's that simple. It sounds simple now. It sounds simple, but I bet that it will be one of the hardest things that you will be doing in your business, because that's your foundation.
Yeah.
Because if you're not clear in who you are and what you do, how can you expect others to understand what you're saying? A lot of times, and I see this with my clients, a lot of times we know what we're doing. We know all the technical aspects about the business, and we share that. And then we expect other people to understand. And they go like, wait a minute, what is that you do again?
Yeah.
Because they don't get it, because we're not clear on it.
Yes, that's right.
And that makes sense.
Oh, it absolutely, especially because I've gone through the work, and you said it. You said it is simple, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Some people are hung up, and of course, you and I would know this just as coaches. If you ask the question, "Who are you?" and they go like, "Oh, well, I work at this job and I do this and I do this." No. I never said what you do. I said, "Who are you?" It's hard for them to understand and get clarity just around who I am. Like, who am I? And I don't think that that's a midlife crisis. I hope you don't wait till you're midlife to try to figure that out. You need to start figuring that out. I mean, you're in high school and you're trying to figure out, who am I? You're in your 20s trying to figure out who I am. I mean, because it's going to serve you so well in life. And it may be from my life, it was who am I in relationship to my family, spiritually, financially, the 10X Super Life, just coordinating all those things together. Who am I in each of these areas of life? And by the way, guys, if you have not ever gone through the 10X Super Life, I know Glenn can help you with that. I know I can help you serve you in that. So if there's interest in that, make sure that you post in the comments of this particular episode you'd like to have more information about the 10X Super Life. I challenge, it is super helpful to find out who you are, what you want to do, who you want to help, and how you want to help them. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, that was a bump set spike.
And you know what, Tracy, on that line right there, in the 10X Super Life goals, you write your goals, right? You're going to 10X them. And one of the hardest things for me, it was, what is that you're willing to give up in order to achieve your 10X goals? Also, what is that you're willing to change in order to achieve your 10X goals? And going even further, what is that you're going to do once you have everything? And this is coming from my big brother, Dave Robards.
Yeah.
He told me one day in an execution workshop, he told the whole audience, have you ever guys thought about, you have everything that you want. You 10X your goals, you have your house, you have your job, you have your millions, everything. But have you ever thought about what's next?
Right.
Because we're lacking of imagination. When was the last time? That's why my kids, they dream so big, and I told them, let's go. My kid told me, man, I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 Bugattis and McLaren, and I was like, let's go, man. You're gonna buy him. I told him, you gotta work for that, and you're gonna buy him. No, you buy him. No. You set the targets, and you go buy it.
Yeah, you got to put the hustle and the grind on. That's right.
Listen, I'm actually setting up. He asked me, Daddy, how can I make money with Legos? Because he is a master in building Legos. So I told him, how about I show you a way that you can sell your Legos without buying them? And he's like, I'm in. So we're setting up a drop shipping store for my 10-year-old, and he's gonna manage it.
That's incredible. Love it. That's getting the family involved for sure. 10X, you said like the 10X family, having that 10X mindset.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Love it. So, moving towards the sales. So, I mean, like, because I know you said marketing is senior to sales.
Yep.
It doesn't mean you don't need sales.
No.
It just means it's senior to it. I mean, like, you got to have buyers in order to close any deals and sell something. You obviously got to have a product. For you, walk me through on the sales side. I mean, like, because it sounds like from the culinary side, wasn't a lot of sales training. I mean, you're working in the kitchen. You're not the one, taking the orders, because somebody taking the orders as, you've got to do some selling, right? Hey, there's the special the chef has going on. You're selling, right? You got your grind on. But like when you're in the kitchen, you're taking orders. Yeah. You're filling orders and you're presenting the deliverables. How did that work? Because that's where I come, and guys, by the way, you're watching this right now. This is totally self-serving. I hope it serves you, but really I'm only pouring I want Glenn to pour into me right now, because I did not have a sales background, no sales training. And so I'm like, hearing your story, I'm like, okay, I got to hear from this side. Tell me about that. Move to Salesforce.
Okay, so I've been selling all my life. My first business, it was when I was 10 years old. My mom had a beauty salon in Puerto Rico. And one day I told my mom, would it be okay if I wash the cars of your clients while they're taking a haircut? $10. Just add it to the bill. And she's like, yeah, no problem. So I started doing that. So Fridays and Saturday, I was making $250 when I was a kid, right? Yeah. So I was always had that mentality. I would cut grass, I would paint. I was always looking a way to make money, but I would never be sales trained, right? So now, to be honest with you, Tracy, I will say only about 2-3 years ago is when I've been getting this sales training in place. Yeah. But I still didn't know that marketing was senior to sales until I really got it. So once we are clear, here's the process. Once we clear in the message, we build content so we can put the content out through our social media, landing pages, websites, offers, and sales funnels. Now we're gonna automate our sales process, which is the greeting, the fact finding, the demo, asking for the close, follow up for testimonials and referrals. How can you automate that? So when somebody comes into your sales funnels or your website right away, you got to make them feel welcome. You got to greet them. And that's going to be a lead magnet, a free offer, just to get their information, right? That's the first step. That's your greeting thing. After that, you're going to put a survey in place. In the one you're going to ask, so you can qualify that lead before they book a demo. Now we in sales. I gave you something for free. I'm fact finding. How is that I'm going to be helping you? Now we in sales. Now we are at the demo. So based on what I find out in my fact finding, in my survey, that's what I'm going to demonstrate to you. Okay. Now we in sales. So now I'm going for the demo, and it goes like this. After the demo, have you seen and heard enough to make a decision? Yeah. Great and line. If they have, they're going to move forward. And if they haven't, they're going to give you the objection. And at that point, you handle the objection, you agree, acknowledge, isolate the objection, and would it be anything else that is going to stop you from moving forward today? So that's how you incorporate the sales into, like, marketing will make your sales process easier. That's all it is. Because if they don't know you, if they don't know who you are, if they don't know what you do, if they don't know who you help, and if they don't know how you're going to help them, they're not going to buy from you.
Yeah, right. They have to know you to flow you.
There you go. Yeah. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. Yeah. Did that answer your question?
Oh, brilliant. I just put like your whole process about the coming back to who am I, what do I do, who do I help, and how do I help them? And now I can build content. Now that I have the messaging clarity, I can build the content, then I can market that, find ways to automate it with landing pages and so forth, follow up surveys, qualify them to where that's my ideal client. I think your infinite marketing agency, I loved how you put it. It's like marketing and sales to your right client instead of your marketing to everybody. Yeah, exactly. Instead of to everybody, you want to qualify them that this is the guy you want to close.
And that's one of the biggest things. And again, that comes with clarity. Why? When I'm working with my clients, I ask them, who's your ideal customer? Everybody, small business owners. I'm like, well, okay, is that a dentist, a chiropractor, a chef, a bartender, a restaurant, a realtor, insurance? Who is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to stick to one niche. And it's like, I'm not saying to stick to one niche. What we need to have clear is that for every single niche and customer that you might have, you're solving a different problem. So that being said, it's a different message for each of those categories.
Right.
I'm not saying to stick to one niche. Just once you have clarity again and who you are and what is that you do, you can tailor that message to whoever you are talking to.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Love it. Love it.
And it comes back to clarity.
Yeah. Where do you find that most, when they come to you and they work with you and you're discovering their mindset, where they're at, clarity of message, where they're at as far as marketing and then their sales, and then it's one thing to be making cold calls. It's something totally different to be able to close them, with, overcoming objections and things like that and knowing what an objection is versus a complaint. Where do you think in that entire cycle, when somebody comes to do business with you, where do you see most of them stuck?
Not knowing that sometimes it takes up to 30 touching points before somebody makes a decision in doing business with you. So what happens, since they don't know that, they quit too early.
Okay.
They quit too early. They reach out once or twice. Oh, that's it. That was a bad lead. No, it wasn't. I'm not interested. Not interested is a level of interest.
Yeah.
Now you know me. And when you assume responsibility for not closing the sale, when you have that type of responsibility and you let your prospect know, listen, I apologize. I take full responsibility for not being able to provide you enough information for you to make a decision. It's my fault.
Wow.
When you take that level of responsibility, that prospect, check this out, what happened. The prospect is going to tell you, oh, no, it's not your fault. I love everything. I love this and this and this, and they're going to resell themselves. And when they don't telling you everything that they love, you're going to tell them, oh, so sign right here. Let's get started. Let's cut time. Let's cut time from the equation.
Yeah.
And let's get started right now. What's the worst thing that can happen? That you can increase your sales 30% in 90 days. Sign right here. Yeah.
So good. Thank you so much.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Total sense. And guys, I knew the energy was going to be there. I mean, like, he's motivational, he's inspirational, entrepreneurial. I knew it was going to be a help. One last thing, Glenn. So there's a young person probably viewing this right now, probably blown away by, like, man, there's just so much on the call. I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm aspiring to be an entrepreneur, and I want to jump into this. Maybe they're young. Maybe they haven't ever invested into anything like you did, not even a $97 program. What would you advise them? They're looking into going into business, getting their hustle on to take life to the next level. What advice would you give them in preparation?
I will definitely, and I learned this the hard way. Know that you will fail your way to success, which it means you're going to start something, you're going to launch it, and most likely it's a possibility that you might fail. But now, not because you're failing, it means you're going to quit.
Right.
You cannot lose if you don't quit. So what is next? Let's do it again. Build, test, fail. Build, test, fail. Build, test, it worked. Okay, now that we got something that works, let's do more of it.
Yeah.
And it's all a process. So just know that you will fail your way to success. It's part of the process. Don't be afraid of it. And also don't be afraid of taking risks, taking chances. Because if you don't take those chances, you will never find out.
Yeah.
And
So
when you're struggling, which is also part of the process, when you struggle, just know that there's always a miracle right after the struggle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's coming from my uncle, Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
That's what kept me pushing in 2017. My wife keeps telling me I was going crazy. And my wife was telling me, keep pushing, keep pushing. There's always a miracle right after the struggle. You got this. And we, to the day today, we always embracing. I'm pretty sure when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go see her and I'm gonna tell her, man, you're the best. I'm always embracing her. Why? Because I want her to be, we need to be at the same level.
Yeah.
So just know that there's always a struggle right after the miracle, and all you gotta do is keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And right there when you're there, if you quit, you don't get to see the miracle.
Mm.
Now I'm seeing the miracle.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What did I not ask that you love to talk about? I mean, because there's so much we could explore, but what did I not ask that I should have asked that you would love to speak into? Is there anything left that, I mean, because I know we could continue to talk, but, and you're going to pour into me, but what should I have asked that I didn't ask?
I don't know. If I tell you, I'll be lying. Because you know what I like, Tracy? Like, I love doing podcasts like this. I don't like to send you a type of questions that you're going to ask me. We just went live because why? It's authentic.
Yeah, right.
You always going to get the best of me because that's all I got. That's all I got. So to answer your question, I mean, what else? What else you want to ask? And let's go.
Yeah,
for it, right?
I love it. Okay.
That's it.
So you guys, you got to hook up with Glenn, okay? The reason why I bring people like Glenn on here, because they challenge me. I would not put somebody on my program, on my stage, that doesn't challenge me, doesn't inspire me, motivate me in some way. And that's what Glenn's done for me. So Glenn, how can people, where would you like them to go to hook up with you, to learn more about what you do, how you might be able to serve them, just to follow you? Where do they go?
Yeah, if you simply Google Glenn 10X Elite Business Coach, you'll find my Instagram, you'll find my Facebook, you'll find my LinkedIn. And right now, in my simple background, just simply scan that code and you get direct with me right now. Like right there, that scan right there, it has a purpose. That's what people are doing these days. Scan it, you get my information right away. And that's my lead generation tool, by the way. Simple. Simple.
Yeah. Simple. I love it.
And the whole purpose that I have this is because I need to take everybody through the sales process. And I have one sales process. Everybody's going through that sales process over and over and over. So if you want to get in communication with me, you got to go through the sales process, right? I need to find out what is that I can help you with, so we can book a demo and then help you.
I love it. Hey, the one thing that I forgot to ask, I just thought of that when you were talking about that sales process. I was thinking, oh man, what's the future for Glenn? What is there something big project you're working towards?
Yeah.
What is your big, hairy, audacious goal?
Right now, my biggest goal is to get 75 customers every single month. So by the end of the year, I have an average of 850 to 900 customers every single year. So my goal is to get 1,000 minimum every year. So in the second year of my business with the agency, I'm going to have 2,000, then 3,000. Now, keep in mind, every single customer that comes into our ecosystem is $997 plus they're recurring. I'm always thinking about Netflix.
Yeah,
I'm amazed how Netflix has billions of people on a subscriber basis for $14, $20. So think about it. If I have 1 billion people in my system paying me $20, I'll make 20 billion every month. So that's what but now, again, it comes with clarity. Once you are clear, you know exactly what you're gonna do. You break down, you got your framework, you do the math.
Yeah.
Right? I know that I got to make $3,000 a day, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I can make 72 grand a month. So then I can make $854K a year, plus the recurring that comes with that, which is an extra 256,000. So I got my numbers. So my goal is to scale the agency, exit the agency for $200 million. That's my goal.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a royalty of 5%, which is 1% for my wife, 1% for me, 1% for my other kids, right?
Yeah.
So they got royalty for life, and then go to the 10X health system and start opening franchises all over the places to help others as well.
Yeah.
That's my vision.
Boom.
On a nutshell.
Boom. Did you guys hear that? That is a BHAG. That's what they call it. A big, hairy, audacious goal.
Yeah.
And you heard it. That's awesome. I'm so glad I asked that question.
The best part, that is doable. And I know it's doable.
Boom. Boom. That's coming back to the self-belief and having the support of your family. Glenn, thank you so much for joining and challenging us on this call.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And by the way, viewer, our audience, thank you so much for joining us and following TMC Coaching and in this Collaborative Entrepreneur podcast. You can learn more about me and what I do online if you go to tmccoaching.org or 180turnarounds.com. If you'd like more information about what I do and what I can help you with, please hit me up, Tracy at tmccoaching.org, and then we can get on a call together just like this, and I can hear from you and hear what brilliance you want to send out into the world through your business and in your life. So until next time, you guys, I would invite you, I would encourage you, I would push you to surround yourself with people like Glenn, with people that can inspire you to dig deep, to do more with your life. So until next time, you guys, this is Tracy and Glenn signing off from the Collaborative Entrepreneur. Take care.
Hi guys, Gavin here. Thank you for watching the Collaborative Entrepreneur. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for updates on brand new episodes released every Tuesday evening. Also, if you're looking for more ways to work with Tracy, you can do so at any of these different services that are popping up on the screen. Links for each of these will be in the description. Now, want to be a guest on the Collaborative Entrepreneur podcast? Well, be sure to let us know about your request at gavin@tmccoaching.org. Let us know what industry you're working in, and also let us know some of your wins and some of your greatest learns. We'd love to have you as a guest on the podcast. So until next time, guys, let's win together.